Christopher Bache's book, LSD and the Mind of the Universe, Diamonds from Heaven. So in that book, Bache chronicles 20 years of his life. He is a philosopher of religion. And for 20 years at home alone with his wife, she was the sitter, he did 73 high-dose LSD sessions. That's 500 to 600 micrograms. And he dove deep into this metaphysical, transcendental structure, which appears to be behind the things we experience in the physical. And it seemed to be orchestrated, his journey over 20 years, where in the beginning he called it the ocean of suffering, which was like terrible experiences of hell-like dimensions and really, really terribly orchestrated torture. And Bache called it the cleansing, because that's the phase you have to go through to be able to access the more blissful states. And this is what he gravitated towards at the end of the journey. And at one point, he calls this luminosity, or he gives it a more personal name. At one point, he calls it my beloved. So two things happened. First of all, he realized that this level of luminosity, it doesn't stop. This continues forever. So he realized that this journey would never find an end. And then towards the end of, or when he realized he needed to stop, was that he couldn't bear communing with this love and this intelligence, knowing that he would have to detach from it again. It broke his heart. And he'd rather not have this experience of bliss than having it and having to be drawn or torn away from it. And then when he stopped, it took him about 10 years to sort of refocus and ground himself again in physical reality, because everything seemed a bit bland and just not lacking this radiance of these transcendental realities he was experiencing. And at one point he was thinking, okay, I'm just waiting to die and then be reunited with my beloved. But then after 10 years or so, he realized, hey, what if it's actually about the beloved coming here? So the idea that actually what the universe is doing, this teleology is, or this complexity increase we're seeing, is about getting more of this transcendence into the physical. In a lot of mystical traditions, they describe this unfolding or involution of the divine in the physical and how this works and how it manifests. So Bache seemed to be having a first-hand experience of what this feels like or could be.
This idea of taking the transcendent and making it physical, it's even in the, the Our Father prayer in Christianity. It's like, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It's the same idea. This is probably quite a common thing across these different spiritual traditions.